what is happening in Syria and what is an issue of Syria and how Syrian issue has become a prominent in the global era, and what is the role of Turkey and who are the Kurdish and what is happening in Turkey. They have some Kurdish working party, and this Turkey people always sees these Kurds as a terrorist. Hi friends, today we'll discuss Turkey-Syria war. All our apprehensions now they are realizing, because in the year 2011 when the conflict in Syria started, the big powers are also enter into this war and the issue has become more complex, and then some people said that even if United States of America came out of this Syria, the issue won't solve because it has become so complex. And now the same thing is happening, because the United States of America has already said that we wanted to leave from the Syria, but now there is another regional power, Turkey, entering into this Syria. So what is happening, what is happening in Syria and what is an issue of Syria and how Syrian issue has become a prominent in the global era, and what is the role of Turkey and who are the Kurdish and what is happening, now we'll try to discuss in this video. So when it comes to the Syria was something like an autocratic state, though it is a secular state, but it is an autocratic state. When compared to the Arab countries, it is somewhat having its own credentials in case of secularism and all, but the point is that it is an autocratic. In the 1971, the Hafiz al-Assad, the father of the present day the prime minister or the president of the Syria, Bashar al-Assad, he continued for 30 years in power, and the present day Bashar al-Assad came to power in the year 2000 and he is continuing even today. So in the year 2011, something happened in the country Tunisia. So we call it as Arab Spring or Jasmine Revolution. So with this Arab Spring started in Tunisia in the year 2011. So here the democratic aspirations among the people have grown. And with these democratic aspirations, people revolted and people dethroned the existing monarchies of different countries, and it was started with Tunisia in the year 2011. And when it happened in the Tunisia, and the same thing has also happened in Egypt, and the same thing has also happened in the Libya, and the same thing has also happened in Yemen, and the same effect has also affected the country Syria. And at that point of time, the Hosni Mubarak of Egypt was dethroned, Muhammad Gaddafi of Libya, and even the Abdullah of the Yemen also dethroned from that. And in that process, the Syrian people are also aspiring for a democratic change, because they are experiencing a monarchy for last 40 years. So they have started some sort of democratic protest in the southern part of Syria. And actually the Syria has promised some of the changes to the people, but unfortunately that Bashar al-Assad not implemented those things, and he said that we are a secular country and we wanted to be secular country, and I will uphold the secularist credentials of this country. In that way they have promised, and there is a problem of drought, there is a problem of unemployment, economic problem. These all problems are there for the Syria, but in spite of that he able to control Syria. But unfortunately with this Arab Spring or Jasmine Revolution, the protest has arisen, and in that protest he started utilizing some brutal force against the democratic protesters. So when this brutal force is applied on the protesters, and the protest was intensified so much, and finally it led to a civil war like condition in Syria in the year 2011. And immediately the United States of America has issued a warning to the Bashar al-Assad that it's time for you to go. That means now it is your time to go. We need to start a democratic process, because United States of America is having a habit of establishing a democracy in all the countries, and on the name of democracy it definitely enters. But initially United States of America confined only to the warnings, but something was happened in the Syria in the year 2011 regarding this chemical attacks, and that 2011, 12, 13, these years are the phase of very conflict civil war, and there are around 3.5 lakh people have died in this entire civil war, and some millions of people has become refugees and they fled the country. So that was the condition in Syria. So when there was a chemical attack on the people of Syria, and we don't know exactly, and yes, the rebels are saying that yes, it is the Bashar al-Assad regime has done, but Bashar al-Assad regime saying that no, we don't know, someone terrorist organization has used this. So here, after the usage or after the chemical attack on the people of Syria, then United States of America decided to intervene into the conflict region called Syria. And when United States of America enter into this, it has its own allies in the same region like Israel, Saudi Arabia, Turkey. So these are the allies of United States of America, and they demanding that this Bashar al-Assad must go. He should not continue, and after that Bashar al-Assad dethroning only, the democratic process will come into this Syria, otherwise it don't come. So with that intention they entered. And here when they entered and these things are going on, in the year 2014, the Russia has also entered into this. But by this time something happened in Syria. Earlier the Al-Qaeda group, that Iraq in charge or Iraq whatever the head, Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, he started a new group out of that, the Al-Qaeda, and he started ISIS, Islamic State of Iraq and Syria. So they have, it is a Sunni group actually, and Syria is also a Sunni dominated country, but the ruler or whatever the Bashar al-Assad is belonging to some other minority Islamic tribe, and he is not representing the majority Islamic group. So that means here the Sunni group has started attacking the Syrian government, and this ISIS has become a global threat now, because it is an offshoot of an Al-Qaeda, and it is posing a threat to the entire world, and there are so many, it is recruiting so many people from across the country, and it is also started its preaching and attracting the people through social media and everything. So that means when ISIS is reaching its expansion, then the United States of America and even the Russia decided to contain this terrorism first. So that is why in the year 2014 the Russia has entered into this conflict along with Iran. And when Russia entered into this, Russia and Iran are supportive to the Bashar al-Assad. That means they need to protect the existing Bashar al-Assad regime, but whereas the America, Turkey, Saudi and Israel, they are something against the existing rule. That means they need to change the status quo. So now the war has continued for so many years, and that means till 2019, because they decided they confirmed in the year 2019 that yes, something we are changing the entire thing, because now we stopped entire ISIS. Now there is no ISIS because we eliminated everybody. But the problem is that some sleeper cells are there, these ISIS groups, and they are settled somewhere in other countries. But when it comes to this Syrian issue, when the regional powers like Iran, like Turkey, like USSR, like Russia, like Israel, Saudi, when they enter into the conflict of Syria, they have their own reasons to enter into that. It is not just to uphold the democracy or to uphold the Bashar al-Assad. No, because if you take the case of Russia, Russia is having a strategic type of relations with the Syria since last 45 years. So it wanted to have its presence in Syria. When it comes to the Iran has its own reasons, because it is depending, economically and connectivity wise also it is important, because Iran have its own relations with the Lebanon Hezbollah group, and they need to connect through the Syria. That is why Iran is intervened. And when it comes to the Turkey, yes, Turkey is also having its own importance in this region, because Turkey wanted to expand his empire like an Ottoman empire, that earlier form of Turkey. And another thing is that there is a problem of Kurdish people is there in this Turkey. So who are these Kurds? Kurds are something like they are a belonging to an ethnic group, and these Kurds are present both in Turkey, Syria, Iraq, Iran, and even Armenia also. So suppose if we consider this is Syria and this is Turkey and this is Iraq, Iran, this is Armenia. So here whatever this entire group, here actually it is of the Kurdish people have their own presence in this region. So here in Turkey they have some Kurdish working party, and this Turkey people always sees these Kurds as a terrorist, and their presence is there in Syria, Iraq and Iran and even Armenia also. And these Kurdish people are ascertaining their identity at a regular interval of time. Even after World War II also they have started demanding such a things. And here the people of Kurdish, already the Kurdish people in Iraq, they have actually demanded for a separate state or a separate autonomous region. In Iraq they conducted some plebiscite, but Iraq not accepted that. And here the Turkey has its own apprehension that these Kurdish people are there here, so we need to eliminate these Kurdish people, or we need to push the Kurdish people to much more deeper into Syrian part, so that the Kurdish in Syria and Kurdish people in the Turkey cannot join together. So that is Turkey has its own interest in involving into this Syria. Anyway, America wanted to be a dominant player, and it wanted to check to the Iran, and it wanted to have its own presence. Yes, America has its own reasons. So, but when this ISIS has becoming a dominant terrorist organization, initially they focused on this terrorist group, and here when they are attacking the terrorist group, the Kurdish people has helped the United States of America, because these Kurdish people are actually present in Syrian region, this northern and northeastern part of Syria, and they are living here from so many years, and they constitute around 7 to 10% of the entire population of the Syria. And once upon a time they have persecuted by Turkey, but even in Syria also they are not getting proper rights, and they are also facing some sort of persecution. But here they confined to only some pockets of Syria, and the moment then ISIS started, because ISIS started from Iraq and Syria border, and this is a region where it has played a dominant role, this ISIS. So in order to contain this ISIS, the United States of America took the help of these Kurds. And here when it comes to these Kurds, the Kurds as actually having its own military group, we call it as People Protectionist Unit, or we call it as YPG group. It is something Kurdish militia. And even this Kurdish group of YPG is aligned with some of the Arab tribes in this region, and they formed a Syrian Democratic Front. It is a military organization. So with the help of this Syrian Democratic Front headed by YPG group has ferociously fought, and they attacked the ISIS, and finally they succeeded in eliminating this ISIS group from this Iraq and Syria region. And here, yes, United States of America is also involved, and these groups helped a lot to this United States of America in eliminating this. Even Russia has also involved in. But please understand that here each and everyone has their own interest in this. So, but what happened is, at that point of time, the Turkey has identified something, that United States of America is aligning with this Kurdish people. So if United States of America aligned with the Kurdish people, then it is acting against like the interest of the Turkey. Then immediately Turkey changed its position, and it tried to align with the Iran and Russia group. Iran and Russia group. And here what happened is that at that point of time the civil society has raised so many doubts over that why actually these regional players are entering into the Syria, and United States of America has to vacate first from the Syria, because there is a democratic revolution and there is some aspirations of the people, but it is the internal issue of Syria why you are actually intervening into this Syrian territory. On the other hand, the people are supporting Russian entry into the Syria, because Syria herself invited Russia to protect Syria, because Syria and Russia has its own military alliance, that is why Russia entered. But why America enter into this Syria? And with this America, the Turkey also entered and Iran also entered and Russia also entered. Now they thought that if United States of America has to leave from this place, even if they leave, it may not resolve, because so many regional powers are entered into Syria and all their interests are involved in this Syria. This is one important thing that you need to understand in this Syrian crisis. And yes, there was a huge attack, so many people are got killed and so many people migrated through the Mediterranean Sea, and yes, there is so much of amount of devastation that happened in Syria, so many people got killed. So but ultimately the United States of America now saying that yes, we are eliminated this Syria, this ISIS group from this. Now Donald Trump anyway has promised in the election that United States of America not going to burden so much of military expenditure in foreign territory where we don't have any interest at all, so I will bring back the troops. So that was his promise, and yes, he is tried in Afghanistan, but they have not succeeded, and now in Syria they are saying that okay, they wanted to move out of this region. So immediately when United States of America said that they wanted to move out of this region, now the Turkey started intervening into the Syrian issue. Why actually the Turkey intervened into this? Because earlier there was an understanding between Turkey and America that they need to create some sort of territory here and they need to bring the refugees here, and these Kurdish people has to be pushed much more deeper into this Syria. But here when United States of America said that I am leaving from this Syria, then immediately this Turkey started attacking the region of Syria, and here they wanted to create some safe zone here, here 20-mile deep and 300-mile width. So they wanted to create a safe zone. And what they are saying in this safe zone, because this is a zone actually here the Kurdish people are fight against the ISIS and they are maintaining some sort of autonomy and they are doing their own things in this region actually. But after attacking ISIS and after eliminating ISIS, Kurdish people are governing this region. It is something, it's not strictly, it is geographically connected to the Syrian, but unfortunately the Syrian government don't have a full-fledged control over this region. But here the Kurdish people are governing this region on their own after eliminating this ISIS. And here the point is, now the Turkey has bombing this region and they wanted to a safe zone here, and whoever migrated to Turkey from Syria during the civil war period, now they wanted to settle all those refugees in this safe zone. And here whoever the Kurds are there, they need to push these Kurds much more deeper into these pockets of Syria, because they are thinking that these Kurds and Kurds in Turkey, they join together and they will become threat to the Turkey. And here the point is that the Syria is asking that who are you to create such a peace zone? Who are you to create such a peace zone in my territory? You can create your own territory. It is my territory. I must have an every right. That's what Syria is saying. And Syria is also questioning that does really America or does really the Turkey can really accept such a proposal if someone comes to their territory and they created such a peace zones? So this is the question that Syria is raising. And moreover, now the Kurdish people are saying that they are betrayed by the United States of America, and this is not the first time they are saying we have betrayed 10 times after World War I. That was unfortunately the sad state affairs of these Kurdish people, because Kurdish people helped the United States of America in eliminating the ISIS, and they are disintegrated groups and they are spread across the different countries. Now you took help of these people, now you are forgetting about their their aspirations. And when the Turkey started attacking these people, then United States of America has warned the Turkey that if you really do like that, we will impose some sanctions, but that has not prevented the Turkey to continue his operation. And here this operation has called it as Operation Peace Spring, that was coined by the Turkey. This Operation Peace Spring is to create a safe zone in this the Syrian region, in this Syrian region. And here the main point that we need to understand is, when in the year 2011, this Arab Spring happened, the rebel groups are fought against the Bashar al-Assad because of there is no unity among the different rebel groups, and these rebel groups are attracted by some different forces, and that has created a lot of havoc in the Syrian, that has really invited so many foreign players into the Syria. So many foreign players into this Syria, and now the Syria has reached to certain stage that now America is saying that we are leaving, but immediately the Turkey is entering into this region. And here some people even suspecting that why actually they are creating such a safe zone. Is it really to accommodate the refugees, or it is a plan of United States of America or Turkey to create such a zone? Who created such a condition to create such a zone? It is the United States of America. United States of America has created such a condition. Now Turkey is creating. That means this region is a more fertile region, and so much mineral resources are there in that region. Maybe the America wanted to control this region, we don't know, but such apprehensions are there in this region. Such apprehensions are there in this region. So now in the entire discussion of this Turkey Syria, now yes, Syria is benefited, Turkey is benefited, now America is benefited, Russia is benefited. How is, suppose if you take the case of Syria, now Syria has got ridden of the problem of rebels. Anyway, it is not having a full-fledged control over this. The Kurdish people are living in this place since so many years, so they don't have any problem with the other rebel groups. When it comes to the United States of America, it wanted to defeat ISIS and it wanted to came out of this Syria. Now they are coming out. Next, when it comes to the Turkey, yes, Turkey is also benefited because Turkey is now occupying this region. Anyway, they are trying to contain the Kurdish people and they are succeeding in that. Anyway, the Russia, yes, Russia wanted its own strategic presence in Syria and they wanted to move out this United States of America. Now anyway, United States of America is not going to there, but still the presence is there, but dominance is not there. Now Russia want to enter into this Syria. Then everyone get benefited, but what about the Kurdish people? What is the nationality of the Kurdish people? Does they belonging to any, they belong to which nation? Do they really have any nationality? That is the question now everybody is asking. What is the nationality of the Kurdish? Does really Syria is going to accept, or it has become an another war zone? Because United States of America wanted to create another war zone in the same region. So these are some of the questions that are raised in this the Syrian conflict. And we don't know what are the Iran interest once Turkey has settled its issue in this Syria. In this Syria. So that we need to understand. And here on the other hand, the Kurdish people are discussing with the Syrian people to fight against the Turkey, but I think that may not be possible. Because the Syria has completely exhausted in fighting wars, and even the Syria has Syrian from the 2011 onwards, they are maintaining a firm stand that the regimes in Egypt, Libya and whatever Yemen, they have dethroned because they are pro-Western. But I am not the pro-Western person. And still he is maintaining that stand that he is not pro-Western person. But here we need to understand that the American imperialism has not succeeded in this Syria, because their main ambition when it comes to the Syria, that they wanted to disintegrate the Syria, and even regional powers are also enter into the Syria with that concept only, but that has not done, and America has literally failed in Afghanistan and also to some extent failed in Syria, because their ambitions are something different, and with the pretext of IS they entered, but unfortunately now they are withdrawing. And here if the United States of America just withdrawn from the Syria, it don't solve. it don't solve the problem. Now the Turkey has to withdraw, and Russia have its own strategic presence, but yes, that also need to be discussed, and the entrance of the Iran is also need to be discussed in this Syria. So if every regional power, if they move out of this Syria, then we can expect something better in case of Syria, because now the Syrian people has realized that okay, we fought against the autocratic rule in Syria in 2011, we started our agitation in the year 2011, but they realized that their autocratic rule is much more better than this imperialistic power, because they have created a lot of devastation in the country, and so many people are migrated and so many people got killed. So now they are saying that we need only Bashar al-Assad, and he is maintaining a comfortable majority, and he is also gaining lot of faith among the people, because he has not, because it was not like an Afghanistan, or it is not like an Iraq where the Saddam Hussein has dethroned and he was hanged because with one or other pretext that he is having some bio and chemical weapons. But here that has not done, and the people are supported to this Bashar al-Assad. And this is something about why Turkey has actually entered into this Syria, what was the earlier conflict, and why America intervened, and who are the Kurdish people, and why they are going to create this safe zone, what is their interest, because they wanted to stop the Kurdish Workers' Party and the Kurdish people of this region. So here now I can conclude by saying that here if every regional power, if they come out of the Syrian region, then they can transform and they can bring reforms and they can do all the democratic modifications. But as long as the foreign players are entering into this Syrian region, and if they are playing their role in the Syrian region with their own agendas, then definitely Syria don't get a peace and don't sustain a peace. Now it is the time that United Nations or the responsible countries in the world has to look into this issue seriously, because the country has facing a lot of turmoil since last 8 years. Now at least we need to end, because the major dominant player United States of America is moving out of that, and whatever the issues that are there, we can solve it through negotiations. But here all the regional power must vacate the Syrian and let the people of Syria decide on Bashar al-Assad and reforms and whatever the democratic spirit in this. So let us hope that the United Nations and other organizations will work in that way, and let us hope that the balance of power must not shift only to one power, and everyone has to be an equal presence, and moreover the Syria should get a benefit of equal powers, and Syria should help to all the powers and all powers should help the Syria. And moreover this Iran and the Russia, and they don't try to bulldoze their things on Syria, because now the United States of America has left, and now it is our turn to do lot of mischief in Syria. They must not enter into such tactics, and if every regional power comes out of this Syria, and we can certainly expect a peace in this Syrian region, and let us hope for that. And with this I am concluding. Thank you.